going to hide myself.
Sure.
I'm ready whenever.
好，那导演我们就开始喽。
好的，好的。好。
Okay, so we are ready to go?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Everybody, good luck. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Doug Montgomery. I am the curator and executive producer of the Taiwan Biennial Film Festival 2021. TBFF 21 is a celebration of Taiwanese culture and creativity, and we have a fantastic lineup this year. I am very, very honored and privileged to have this position. This year, we are holding a hybrid festival. Highlights are our opening night, which will be the U.S. live premiere of Man in Love, held at the TCL Theater in Hollywood. Man in Love is Taiwan's biggest local produced hit in many years, and we're so excited to bring it live to Hollywood. Other highlights in the festival include the always popular shorts selection and also many features. We are also very excited to hold a Q&A with some of our filmmakers from these features. One of our special guests we will have a Q&A with tonight is director Ke from the film Silent Forest. So Director Ke, can you please tell us about yourself?
那非常感谢各位导演今天能够参加。那这一次这位 doc 是我们的2021年的台湾电影双年展的这个执行制作。那今年是采取线上线下同时举办的方式，线下的话在实体在好莱坞这边会播放的是《当男人恋爱时》，那其他的电影的话都会在线上播放。那这一次也我们也做了一系列的访谈，那希望可以去访问一些长片跟短片的导演。那今天的话，当然就是非常荣幸邀请到无声的导演柯震年导演来跟我们分享一下您对于这部片的作品跟想法。那首先可不可以请您跟我们简单介绍一下你自己？
嗨，各位观众，你们好，我是那个无声的导演柯震年。然后无声其实是我的第一部电影长片，然后在这之前呢，也有拍过一些短片或者是一些剧集。但就是很开心，就是这部片就是可以在全世界不同的城市上映，然后也希望呢，透过这个电影可以让大家多关注一些这样子的议题，然后也可以也许可以对聋人朋友有多么一点点的认识这样子。
Hello, I'm director Ke Chen-Nien from the Silent Forest. It's my honor to be here. I'm happy to show my film to different audience in different parts of the world. And this is actually my first feature film. In the past, I've produced some short films or TV series. I hope that through this film, people can get more attention about this topic and then have more empathy towards people with hearing challenge.
All right, thank you very much. I chose the film, The Silent Forest. I'm the curator of the festival. To be honest with you, it was a little bit difficult for me to choose this film, mainly because of the subject matter. It's very raw, it's very rough, but I also felt it was very well done, and obviously a very, very important topic. Why did you choose to do this film?
我们这次在策划的时候，当时在考虑要不要选择无声这部电影的时候，其实有点犹豫，因为这部片毕竟比较沉重，然后探讨非常严肃的议题。但是当然，他制作的作品跟成果非常的精彩。那我们想请教导演的是，为什么当初一开始选择要做这个主题的作品？
其实一直以来我自己蛮关注的题材就是蛮现实主义的东西，然后我觉得也对于那种人性比较灰色地带的东西一直都非常有兴趣。然后过去的作品其实也有讨论过包含霸凌或是包含过所谓受害者加害者这样子的关系，但选择无声这样子就是聋人学校的这种性侵案，也就是一个真实事件做改编，主要是当时就看到先是在新闻上面看到这样的事件，但是大家都会把就是这所学校当作是一个炼狱地狱，然后但我自己在看的时候，我反而其实关心的是说，如果那个学校是一座炼狱，那为什么待在就是然后那边的学生发生了这么多恐怖的事情，可是那些孩子却还是不想离开，他们想留在这里。那这也是我想要去了解这件事的一个初衷。 然后就会发现说，其实真正去做了很多田野调查之后，我更想透过这个故事，不是去讲到底在这个事件中谁对谁错，而是想透过一个这样的事件去了解，用孩子的观点去看待，他们所生活的环境，或者是所谓的学校里面的世界跟学校外面的世界对他们的感受。对，我就是所以其实对才会有想要做这个故事的对开始这样。
I tend to focus a lot in real life and real issues in my productions in the past. I'm interested in the dark side of humanity. So in the past, I talk about issues around this topic. But for example, I talk about a bully in the past. I talk about relationship between victim and perpetrators. But this time, I saw this incident on the news for the first time. It was the story is based on a true news story. And at the beginning, the people would describe this school as a hell, and there are so many horrible things happens. But when I heard about the story, I was curious that if this place was really a hell, then why these students still prefer to stay in the school and prefer to stay and continue to learn at the school and what's happening there. So after some field studies, I decided to make this film. I was not planning to focus on what is right, who's wrong in the story. I want to focus on their life experiences, their life environments for these students, and what are the experiences on campus and off campus. So that's my intention and my motivations to make this film.
Very interesting. I absolutely noticed in the film. I mean, it's quite obvious, I think, how the kids preferred to stay. As you just said, the film being, or sorry, the place being portrayed as hell, but actually the kids, did prefer to stay, given the alternative. Thinking about that, do you think that's a good thing? Is that the right thing for the kids to do, or is there another option for them? I have my own opinion, but I'm curious of yours.
那您刚才有提到就是这个学校被很多外界的人描述为炼狱，但是很多时候学生还是宁愿或者是还是希望能够继续留在这个学校，即便他们有其他的选择的时候。那我好奇的是，您在了解这部电影，或者是去了解这个故事做田野调查的时候，您对于他们的这些抉择跟这些的决定有没有什么特别想法？那 Doug 本身自己有他特定的意见跟想法，不过他这次想要了解的是导演对于这些孩子们的决定有什么样的想法呢？
其实我自己在做田调，或者是在做这个故事的，包含切入点，就是譬如说，我最后的选择是用孩子的观点来讲这个故事，然后也是因为我自己在做这个故事之前，其实我对聋人一些比较可怜哦。
Hello，等一下，导演，听得到吗？
听得到。
抱歉，我这边听起来很卡，我不知道其他人有没有很卡。
我把
好，那我们再试试看，好吗？
好，那不好意思，导演，这个问题的答案可能要请您重新再说一次，对不起。
现在还是有点卡。
哦，
好像快好了，快好了。
好，有好一些吗？
好多了。那我觉得可以继续。
好，就是我说一开始其实就是在做这个故事之前，做这部电影之前，我其实对就是聋人朋友、聋人孩子是相对来说比较陌生的，就是我可能在认知上觉得他们就是一群听力有障碍的人，然后生活上会比一般人辛苦，然后有时候走在路上，可能看到那些就是那些聋人朋友在比手语，或者是发出一些比较奇特的声音的时候，心里当然就会觉得，他们有一点，但是在 甚至就是有时候我觉得，其实来说，收场虽然是为就是听不到，对他们来说，那只是就是不是只是一个障碍，而不是一个疾病。所以他们，我觉得就是透过这个故事，你会有很多改变你过去的一些偏见，你对那些孩子会有更多的同理心。就是例如以前可能你会觉得说，怎么会有人可能遭受到这样子性侵的事件，竟然还每天跟伤害你的同学相处在一起，他们是疯了吗？可是当你了解一下他们的处境，了解说只有在那个环境，他们才会可能觉得自在，可能会觉得说那是属于他们的世界，所以可能有一些不开心的事，让他们痛苦的事情，但是那还是可能对他们来说，那是一种归属感。对，那我自己对于这样子的选择，我觉得当然你还是觉得充满无奈、很伤心的，但是你慢慢可以理解这些事情了。对，不知道这样子回答有回答到吗？
好，谢谢你。So when I trying to make this film, I am thinking about what kind of approach I should talk about this story. In the end, as you can see, I decided to talk about the story from a student's perspective. And before this film, actually, I had very limited knowledge about people with hearing challenge or hearing impaired. When I saw them on the street, they were doing sign languages or they may make some unconventional sounds or voices. I found them exotic to me, unfamiliar to me, and far away from me. But after I started to work on these films, I started to understand more about them. I understand that for them, this is just a challenge in their life, but they don't think this is the thing that defines them. So hearing challenge is not the only thing they represent. There are actually more of that. And actually, when they are walking around in the society, they encounter different hostility. They encounter different challenges. So, in sometimes for them, being in that school is the only place, to be honest, for them to be comfortable and then to be to find a place that they belong. So even though in this school, in this environment, they may encounter some quote unquote painful or difficult situation experiences, they still prefer to stay there because it's the place that they belong to. So some people would think it's crazy that you are still living or staying together every day with your abuser, but if you started to learn about their stories and their environments and their conditions, you start to get more empathy about this.
Yeah, I think that's a very common theme in film is, or actually in life, quite frankly, is the sense of belonging is so important. And, what people can put up with, in particular, what people outside that group would consider difficult and, can be overcome with this sense of belonging. There was one scene in the movie that really, honestly, and I've seen a lot of movies, it caught me off guard. On the bus, the rape scene, you have a bunch of kids on the bus. They're laughing and kind of fooling around as kids do on the bus, and the one boy is kind of looking behind him and seeing these kids kind of playing, and you're kind of watching, and I myself was just watching. Oh, the kids are fooling around. I didn't know the story. The kids are kind of fooling around, and then slowly, at least for me as a viewer, slowly it hit me what's going on, and it actually really stopped me. I'm like, wow, that's how it can happen. That casually. Anyway, this is my experience as the viewer. Quite frankly, it was one of the most powerful scenes I saw with all the films and shorts that I was curating for this film festival, and I saw a lot. So that was really quite a powerful scene. Anyway, the way I experienced it, like I said, it kind of came in slowly, and it really caught me by surprise. Was that your intention? Because I thought it was very well done.
在电影里面，其实有一幕看的时候非常的震惊。那其实我看过很多电影，那这一幕还是让我非常的意外。就当时在这个在校车上面啊，这些学生打闹，就跟一般的小朋友一样，一般的孩子一样。然后慢慢我们在身为观众才意识到， 发生了什么事，在这个车上发生什么事，然后曾经发生过什么事情。然后对于我们很多观众而言，这都是一个非常难以想象的事情，就是这些的性侵害事件竟然这么容易发生，这么在寻常的场所里面发生，然后让很多人可能都看到这一幕之后会觉得非常的意外。我觉得这幕拍得非常好，可能对我来说是在看很多电影里面觉得最强而有力的一幕画面。所以我想请问导演的是，您当时在拍这一幕的时候，是希望创造这种让大家觉得意外或震惊的感觉吗？
其实我就因为当时在填调的时候，其实就知道说，在这一所学校发生的性侵事件，它是在各个场所都有可能的。譬如说除了在我们比较可以认知到的，譬如说学校的角落或是厕所之外，甚至可能在教室、在图书馆、在校车上。然后我听到的时候，同样也是觉得很震惊、很不可思议。所以其实在那一场戏里面，其实想要表达的一种是阳光下的暴力，就是一切看起来的确就是很日常，然后呢，就是大家在玩闹，然后我觉得也是，在选角的时候呢，我们希望所有的就是主要角色，他真的都是孩子般的年纪，就是因为其实你也知道，有些电影他会找成人来饰演高中生、国中生，但我们就是真的希望在视觉上，他们看起来就像孩子，他们真的看起来就像玩，可是有时候玩过头了，他们还是觉得在玩，所以对观众的震撼来说，会是觉得非常震撼的，因为他们做错事了，但是他们并没有觉得做错事，所以有时候那些错误、那些悲剧，我觉得就是在这样子的情况下造成的，对。然后也是我自己很觉得拍摄时很困难，但是也很喜欢的一场戏，对。
So when I do the field studies, I got to realize that all these abuses can happen in a very common places that we thought it was impossible. For example, we know it could happen in dark corners on campus, it happens in the restrooms, but actually in this true events, it happens on school bus, it happens in library, it happens even in classrooms. So it was shocking to me in the first place when I learned about this as well. I really think that though these kind of violence happens under the sun, it happens to the place that we think is conventional or common. So when I cast these characters or cast these actors, I intentionally choose people who are actually about the same age. Because in some films they would choose adult and then ask them to play like high school students, but I hope that visually we can see they are actually about the same age as high school students, and they are actually just fooling around as you just said. And sometimes when they fooling around, they cross the line, but they are not aware that they're actually making mistakes, or the tragedy happens during this process. So that's what I intend to show and present in my film. And I have to say, it was a very challenging scene to produce, but actually, it's also one of my favorite scenes.
No, absolutely. Congratulations. I really, like I said, it's a very rough movie for the viewer, but also very well done. So, congratulations. This movie, based on true events, I think you kind of mentioned earlier, it was one of your inspirations to kind of expose these things, to make changes in society and stuff. Has it made any changes? Will it make any changes? What do you think?
那我也同意刚才导演的看法，就是这个画面跟这个场景的确让大家都非常印象深刻的，也拍得非常好，非常恭喜导演。那另外一方面是导演刚才有提到，这部作品是改编自真实事件，它是以真实事件为灵感基础为发想的电影。那我想了解的是，这部作品当时导演在拍摄的时候有没有企图或希望改变社会的观感？那这部作品真的上映然后推出之后，是不是在目前有影响了任何社会的观感跟看法呢？
就我其实觉得，我知道当然有很多真实事件改编的电影，它后面会造成很多，也许甚至造成一些法制上的改变。但当时我觉得是在台湾比较少有这样子真实事件改编的东西，然后但是我觉得所以有很多 观众在理解这样子的案件的时候，其实是陌生，甚至是会有一些误解或偏见的。然后再加上，其实聋人相对来说是比较少数的族群，比较少被受到关注，所以我也希望说，那我觉得电影其实它的力量是很强大的。然后我记得那时候就是电影播出来之后呢，也会有很多人会说，哇，这个事情也太戏剧化了吧？你是不是就怎么可能会有这样的事情发生？但我都会跟那些观众或是告诉他们说，其实我听到的事件远比拍出来的东西再更惊悚、更残忍多了。对，那我觉得也是当时会有很多观众，其实很感动的是，他们在看完电影之后散场之后，他们会很想跟你讨论的是说，哇，有人可以理解他们，就是包含那些受害者曾经遭受过这种性暴力的人，他们会觉得，我记得有一个观众，就是反正他就是因为会有人觉得说，为什么一个受性暴力的人，他们还是可以看起来像故事里面角色一样，看起来好像很开心、很若无其事，每天都是就是笑得很灿烂。他们真的有因为这件事而痛苦吗？可是当他看到这个电影的时候，他会知道有人是理解他们的。就算你看起来若无其事，就算你还是像日常生活一样的在过日子，但是其实你内心可能还是伤痕累累。你只是告诉自己你要努力好好的过生活。对，然后也是会造成有很多的就是特教学校的老师们或者是特教学校的学生们在看了这部电影之后，他们同样觉得很感动。因为我觉得一样在这个故事里面，不只是受害的那些学生，其实待在那所学校就是这样子特殊学校的老师，他们其实也是非常辛苦的。因为在一个大的体制之内，有很多的无能为力，但是他们也希望说，透过这样子的一个电影，让更多人看到之后，可以促进一些改变，或者是让大家更就是开始有所行动，而不只是就是变成就是沉默的那些人而已，这样。
I think we can all agree that films can be powerful. Sometimes some films based on true stories can propel and then facilitate some social change or even legal changes. There were few films in Taiwan that were based on true stories or social incidents. So, when people hear about these stories or watch these films, they may come with a misunderstanding or bias. Some people would say that this story is too dramatic. It's so unbelievable. How could this happen? But I would tell them based on my field studies, actually the story is much more horrible and brutal than what I show you in the film. So it's difficult for people to watch it at the beginnings, but they still gradually start to understand about their situations. I often encounter that after the film that people will come and discuss with me, and there may be people who unveil themselves that they were the sexual violence victims, and they are happy that people start to understand why they can continue to live life as usual. Because some people would say that after these abuses or sexual violence, how can you still smile, be happy, aren't you feel painful at all? But they've been their minds, even though they try to stay life as usual. They are traumatic. There are a lot of situations. They have to convince themselves that they have to move on and then try to live a better life. So I have got a lot of response and feedbacks on this. I also got some feedback from those teachers in special education schools. They hope that after this film, people will understand that sometimes they are also in this environments. They are aware of the situations, but they are under the systems. They are not able to speak out or speak up. So they hope that these kind of situations or these films can drive some changes also, and at least to increase public awareness and hopefully take some public actions.
Director Ko, you mentioned earlier you're attracted to the dark side of humanity. You just mentioned in your answer previously how the story could actually be worse than you portrayed on screen. And I saw the film. It's quite rough. This is just a personal question. Does that prevent you from leading a happy life? You can separate the two?
那刚才导演其实一开始有提到，是您本来就对于人性这些比较阴暗或黑暗面感兴趣啦。那您也提到过说，在这部片里面，其实您所在田野调查里面的故事，远比在电影最后呈现的东西还要更加的残忍，更加的可怕。然后他只是好奇，导演看了这么多阴暗的故事之后，会不会对于人生感到非常悲观，或者是觉得人生没有幸福可言？
我自己平常就日常生活，我觉得我有点就是比较像个孩子，就是我其实是一个嘻嘻哈哈过生活的人。然后我觉得拍电影或者是创作对我来说有一种疗愈，就是当然你在生活中会经历很多悲伤的事情，或是让你觉得很痛苦的事情，可是透过创作。我觉得那些角色，它有一部分是你，有一部分是别人，但这个创作过程是你可以去转化，我觉得去转化生活中那些不开心的事情，然后还有就是你让那些故事更多人被看到，去疗愈更多人，所以我就觉得，痛苦的事情、不开心的事情都在电影里面讲了，所以生活反而你要过得轻松、过得自在一点。对啊，我是这样子想的。
I actually, my life is quite easy. I'm quite happy in my daily life. For me, making film is in some way like a therapy. So we show a lot of sorrow, a lot of pain in the films, and in the creative process, that's actually quite therapeutic to me. And when we make these films, I put also some of myself into the story. Of course, some of the ideas come from other people, but I certainly project some of my life experiences into it as well. So by making this film, I can also show these stories or this pain and sorrow to more people, and hopefully give some therapy to other people. So when I speak about all the sorrows and pain I have in my life, actually in my true life and daily life, I can be more comfortable and easy.
Okay, I'm not sure I could do that, but so the last question I'll ask you, I'm asking everybody. One of the things that we're trying to accomplish with the TBFF 2021 is to create a deeper mix between Taiwanese creative community, filmmakers, and Hollywood. Recently, there has been tremendous discussion around Squid Game, the TV series on Netflix from South Korea. Our opening movie, Man in Love, as earlier mentioned, did very well in Taiwan, but it itself is actually doing well on Netflix and is a remake of a Korean movie of 2014. There are other examples, Japanese anime, Parasite, etc. The world has changed a lot over the last probably 10 years, but particularly the last 2 years. And we think there's new opportunities for, in particular, Taiwanese films to break out and become global hits. Just would like to hear your thoughts on that. And I'm sure you hope it happens. You think it's going to happen soon. How can we help you?
好，那导演这个能够把所有自己的悲伤投注在电影里面，然后过得轻松跟自在，我觉得是非常了不起的事情。那最后想要请问导演的问题呢，其实我们也会询问每个导演这个问题。那近年来我们其实看到很多的亚洲的内容在世界各地都大受欢迎，不论是最近的鱿鱼游戏啊，或者之前寄生上流啊，日本的动漫等等。那其实当男人恋爱时，当然也是非常受到好评跟欢迎的一部作品。那现在看起来有很多的亚洲的作品都越来越有更多机会可以在世界上面发光发热。我们这次在做这个台湾电影双年展的时候，就希望能够让大家更看到更多的台湾的作品，然后更了解台湾的这方面的创作的才华。您觉得这个当然现在对于大家都觉得这个是亚洲跟台湾的整个机会来临了。那您对于这方面的看法是什么呢？那还有您觉得这样的话，您希望透过作品想要跟这些也许过去没有接触到亚洲作品的观众来沟通什么事情？
我自己觉得就是每个土地都有它属于它自己的文化、风俗民情跟故事。然后我自己也是从小看电影长大的。然后我当时就是让我觉得很震撼的是说，也许我一辈子都不会到的地方，或是到的乡镇什么的，但是透过电影。我去认识了另外一个世界，然后去认识那些人，然后也许就只是他们 生活中的一些很流水般的小事，可是它却感动着远在好几千万公里外的我。然后我也希望说，我在讲我生活的地方的故事，曾经发生的事，不管是真实或者是我人生的一些体悟，然后也可以透过当它变成一个电影的时候，你可以去感动到不同地方、不同国家的观众，然后进行这种我觉得有点浪漫，它很像是一种。就是我觉得很像在，就是那种情感的交流，是一个很浪漫，你跟完全你不可能认识的人，但是因为电影的关系，你们有了那种很亲密的联系。对，不知道会不会回答到？对。
I think that on every land there are local customs, local culture, and local stories. I grew up with films, and through these films, I got to see those places or people that I may not visited in my life. They are thousands of miles away, but because it's films, I got to see some of their fragments in their lives, and also I got to connect with them and feel the connections and emotionally bounded with them. That's what I hope to do. I hope that through my films, I can communicate with people thousands of miles away or half the world away. And it's kind of romantic. I hope that this kind of emotional connection is very valuable to me. And I hope that's what my films can do, not just from Taiwan, but also connect to people from different parts of the world.
All right, great. I mean, that's, like I said, that's what we're trying to do here. Okay, so Director Ko, thank you so much for participating. That will conclude our question and answer. I'd like to thank you for your time and speaking with me. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, TAICA, Taiwan Academy, Watch Beam, and the Taiwanese United Fund. They all are supporting TBFF 2021. We encourage everybody else to check out the other wonderful content on our platform, Watch Beam. And we hope to see you very soon in person, and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
谢谢，
那所以在这边就到今天讨论这边告一段落，谢谢导演，
谢谢导演，
谢谢，拜拜，see you，see you，
All right, thank you.
拜拜，thank you。
All right, thank you.
谢谢 Leonard。
No problem.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
Okay. See you soon. Bye.
Okay, Poe, before you go, let's make sure we have the next times. Is it
For the
tomorrow?
next one?
There's 2 tomorrow, right?
Yes. Tomorrow night from 7 to 9, 2 Q&A.
And then Friday morning, right?
And then Friday morning at 6, pretty early. And also Friday night.
Friday night?
At 7. From 7 to 8. It's a short.
Oh, block,
film,
yeah, I have them both.
Yeah.
So My Missing Valentine, Friday morning, and then Friday night, block A.
Yeah.
So we had a call with TAICA, and they're pushing to get everything up on the website, but stuff isn't done. How are you doing?
You say,
well, because we still need to get things up and loaded on the website, right?
So what's going on with Watch Beam? Because I thought you already upload. You are
no, that's fine. All the finished things are fine, but still we need to get these Q&As up. So
but is there any deadline for us to upload? I thought we are okay to, as long as we upload by the festival starts.
They depends on the file size, but if we can get it to them by November 2nd at the latest.
To Watch Beam?
Watch Beam, yeah.
To Watch Beam?
Yeah.
November 2nd is Saturday? Oh. Yeah, we might be able, because the file size is like less than 1 gigabytes per file. So it should be, it's not very big, so it should be fine.
Okay.
And for me to edit it, I think it's quite quick. I will
you do a quick edit, right? You just do a quick one.
Yeah. I just do some minor thing. But in this one, because there was some internet interruption, so I need to edit a little bit to make it seamless. But it should be fine. And I will design some title at the beginning. to make it as a as a better film.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it.
Okay.
And how about the watch bin? When will those features and shorts go online?
There's a whole discussion tonight.
Do
They're
you know?
actually, yeah, they're online now, but they're hidden.
Why? But why We Are Champions is online, but others are hidden?
Because of the technical reason of VOD.
Oh, I see.
If it
Okay.
goes live, they're live, right? So if public can see now, they can click the button and pay and watch VOD already, not from November 4th.
Okay.
So we're trying to find if there's a workaround.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. And I got the email you sent to Thomas, and I also sent a follow-up to him.
Yeah, the new email works, I'm sure, because it has a little logo. It says Chinese Theater.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So
cool.
it's Gmail. It's your Gmail address.
Yeah, it's a Gmail.
Yeah.
And yeah. What else? I think. Oh, I haven't heard back from Patricia about the 5th Q&A, so it might not happen. Do you have any backup plan in your mind?
No.
I don't know what we can do, because yeah, we have QA with all shorts directors and those features who are available. Oh, by the way, the director in the block A, there are 2 or 3 not available. So it will be 3 people or 4 people.
Which shorts?
It will be Dance 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 and Good Day. For
And
now.
you.
Oh, so who's attending? Me and Monkey Man,
Okay.
that one, and also Dear Brother, and maybe Melody's Melody. Maybe she will be able to attend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, if we only get 3, we only get 3. It's fine. We have to move forward. We just have to move forward.
Of course. I already set up the time, so just let you know beforehand, and I will let Leonard know as well.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Good night.
All right. Good night.